Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, August 27th, and you know what that means. It's time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap covering the week that was, and we'll be looking at the week of August 20th, 2023. As always, you know you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, the 215 on Twitter, spelled out, and of course coffee and Patreon. But for now, let's get into the news. Netflix has dropped a trailer for their OVW documentary titled Wrestlers. We're kind of seeing a wrestling documentary renaissance because Apple has theirs about Monster Factory. So go check out both of those. Jim Ross has announced that there has been no cancer found in his recent MRI. That is always good news. There's a kind of a sense of doom looming over in the WWE with the merger becoming fully complete, as they think that there will be firings on the horizon. And I truly do think there will be firings on the horizon. Though the sense of doom isn't widespread, but it's there nonetheless. AEW has signed the boys to a new contract. This was great. They've been just great with Dalton Castle, and I couldn't picture Dalton Castle without the boys. Brock Anderson, his contract will be expiring, I believe, this week. So we'll see if AEW re-signs him. I think there's a better than likely chance that he'll re-sign just because his pops is there, but also the likes of Fuego del Sol, Alan Angels, and others having already departed. It's a chance that he could follow suit. And some shocking news, which I didn't think was going to happen. I didn't know he's still with the company. Anthony Ogogo re-signed with AEW. He was part of the pre-show of All In. We'll take care of that, cover that during the What Just Happened show for All In. So please go check that out. But he signed a new 2-year deal, so he'll be sticking through with AEW through 2025. An update on Kairi Sane with the creative team. Plans are in motion for her return. I don't know how this is going to work because there's already a bunch of women that already aren't being used that should be on TV. But again, also this is Kairi Sane, one of, if not the best women's wrestler on the planet, next to Asuka and Io. I'm kind of hoping they reform the Triple Tails stable. Team 3D, it is confirmed, will be reuniting after 7 years at the 1000th episode of Impact. This is, well, it's great news. I'm thinking about going to that show, and I believe they have Slammiversary the night before. On the rating side of things, there's no really big injury news this week, guys. Collision 2 weeks ago pulled in 454,000 viewers with the point. So that's a .20 in the 18 of 49 demo. Raw this past week, with the return of Kevin Owens, brought in the 1.59 million viewers with the .5 in the 18 to 49 demo. Dynamite, the go home episode for All In, pulled in 870,000 viewers with a .32 in the 18 to 49 demo. That is down the viewership, but on par, the same with the demo. SmackDown this past week, the tribute to Bray Wyatt, we'll get into that right after this, posted 2.5 million viewers with a .71 in 18 to 49 demo. That is up a lot from the previous week. And Rampage this past week pulled in 337,000 viewers with a .22 in the 18 to 49 demo. I figured this was going to be down just because Rampage and Collision were both taped right after Dynamite this past week. Now, if you haven't heard, if you've been living under a rock, we lost two great men this week. So on Thursday, we lost a legend. We lost on Wednesday, we lost Terry Funk. Now, for me, a Philadelphian, my first true experience with Terry Funk was part of ECW. He helped bring in the Extreme. He helped guide a lot of young fans, and he's been a well-traveled man from WCW, NWA, WWE. Terry Funk is a legend, to say the least. And in even more shocking news, Thursday we lost Bray Wyatt. He was 36 years old. The man known as Bray Wyatt, real name Wyndham Rotunda, son of Hall of Famer Mike Rotunda, passed away due to complications due to COVID, which exacerbated his heart condition that he had. This one was tough. This one hurt a lot, and it sucks. It really sucks. This man was a creative genius, just above and beyond a great mind for the pro wrestling industry, and a nice little Easter egg. We got to look at what the original Wyatt family may have been. So it would have been Bray, Eric, and Luke, but also Connor from the Ascension and Summer Rae. I would have loved to seen kind of this group together. Even without Connor, I would have loved to seen Summer in the group. But we will miss Bray Wyatt, and we'll be back with the week in review. All right, so we had our Multiverse United show, the Impact New Japan crossover show, which I was at. So we'll run through the results real quick. Chris Sabin defeated Frankie Kazarian, Bushi, Yo, Mao, Rich Swann, El Desperado, I almost said El Generico, and Kevin Knight in a scramble match. Moose and Eddie Edwards defeated TMDK, the team of Zack Sabre Jr. and Shane Hayes. Giulia retained her New Japan Strong Women's Championship, defeated Deonna Purrazzo, Giselle Shaw, and Momo Kogo. And Momo Kogo attacked Giulia after the match, but Giulia fought her off. I really thought Mercedes Moné was going to show up. That's on me. That's on me. Sami Callihan defeated Dookie in a street fight. Catch 2-2. The team of TJP and Francesco Akira defeated Robbie Eagles and Koji Fujita. The Bullet Club, Chris Bay, Ace Austin, Kenta, Clark Connors, Alex Coffin, and David Finlay defeated The World, the team of the DKC and PCO. Josh Alexander, El Phantasmo, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. Leo Rush and Trey Miguel defeated Mike Bailey and Hiromu. Takahashi and Leo Rush won Takahashi's championship. And in the main event, Alex Shelley retained the Impact World Championship, defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi over on Monday Night Raw. Still got some troubles for the Judgment Day. Sami Zayn started the show, and they were in Quebec. And then the Judgment Day came out ready to pounce, but KO made their return because Sami was like, I'm not showing up by myself. And that's up the tag team main event for later in the day. The New Day defeated the team of Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre with a little bit of interference from the Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders attacked after the match, but Drew cleared the ring. Later in the night, the New Day encouraged them, the team of Drew and Riddle, to team up still. Rhea Ripley wants the Judgment Day to get on the same page, and they need to figure out who's going to team up to take on KO and Sammy. Chad Gable defeated Gunther by countout, but Gunther still retained the Intercontinental Championship, and Gunther was pissed. So was Imperium as well. Cody hyped the main event. And what did Nakamura say to Seth Rollins last week? Well, he knows about his back. Seth will get into that a little bit later. Rhea Ripley easily disposed of Candice LeRae, which I did not like at all. Raquel Rodriguez returned, who's now healthy, and attacked Rhea. Ciampa says it's time to do it yourself because some of the men he's been in the ring with are now champions or fighting for a championship, and it's got to change. The Miz ended up facing someone that is, according to The Miz, much tougher than LA Knight, and that would be Akira Tozawa. LA Knight was a commentary, and Tozawa won. And then LA Knight hit The Miz with the BFT. Trish came out, did her whole thank you Trish thing, ran down Quebec, and they tried to, cheer her on, but she was like, nah, I ain't with that. Becky will face Zoe in a Falls Count Anywhere match next week. This is 1 week before the steel cage match, but Becky already beat Zoe, so why are we having this match? This is why this match should have happened at the Becky Trish match should have happened at SummerSlam. Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin easily disposed of Katana and Kaden, with Piper doing most of the work. I didn't like this either. There are other women that you probably could have squashed, but not a bona fide team like Katana and Kaden. Seth talked about his back, saying, he broke his back at one point. He's hurting. He's in pain. but he will defeat Shinsuke. And this right here, this is really just to kind of cast doubt on Seth losing the championship to Shinsuke. So the tag team match between KO and Sammy taking on Finn and Damian pretty much turned into a 6-man tag with Cody joining in and Dom joining in, and of course the faces winning. And that's all in it. But since the draft, there have been 16 main events on Raw. The Judgment Day have been in 14 of them. So yeah, this is their show. Raw gets a fist. Over on Dynamite, we had the go-home show for All In. The Elite versus Bullet Club Gold never happened because everybody just started fighting and beating the hell out of each other, including Takahashi. So this was fun. This was a good way to get me hyped for their match at All In. MJF played the good guy in his interview with Renee, saying that, he's gotten better. Cole's a brother, and they're going to hug it out. Jon Moxley defeated Rey Fenix after hitting him with an avalanche Death Rider and then choking him out. The BCC knocked out Phoenix with a crowbar. So this is a way to write out Phoenix from All In. Santana and Ortiz come out and make their return to stop Eddie and Penta from stopping the BCC from attacking Phoenix even more. And then the best friends finally arrive to run them off, and Eddie tells Renee backstage that he'll fix it at Wembley. It's a nice little callback. Sammy Guevara says he has Jericho's back, and during the contract signing between Ospreay and Jericho, Ospreay says he's going to stake his claim as the best in the world, defeating Jericho, defeating Okada, defeating Omega. Jericho takes credit for saving Ospreay's career because he's like, I called you a couple years ago and said, you need to tone it down or you will not make it till 30. Jericho to slap Ospreay and security separated them. Adam Cole plays the bad guy because Renee brought up the Kingdom and Roderick Strong, and Cole was like, you're just trying to get a rise out of me. And Cole walks out of the interview. Darby Allin and Nick Wayne defeated Swerve and AR Fox. Swerve kicks AR Fox out of the embassy. Darby and Wayne bring him back in, and they have his back. Christian is Swerve's new partner, and I love when Christian comes out. He goes, Nick Wayne, I hear you have a father and that he's dead. What? Hilarious. The Young Bucks and FTR's interview with Renee gets contentious, and the Bucks healed it up during this interview. Go check it out. Ruby Soho defeated Sky Blue, and she's calling her shot. She wants the TBS championship from Chris Statlander. The Kingdom and Roderick Strong tell Renee that the world will find out who the real Adam Cole is. Billy Gunn returns, and he and the Acclaim get a trios title match fighting off the House of Black. In the main event, Aussie Open retained the Ring of Honor tag team titles against the Hardys. They then attacked MJF and Adam Cole, who came out to have a stare with them, fought them off. Cole almost kicked MJF, but they eventually hug it out. This was a solid go-home show. Over on Impact, we had our Emergence go-home show. PCO goes wild, attacking Shera and Raj Singh. Bully won't show as his safety can't be guaranteed, which pisses off PCO. Trinity defeated Jody Threat. Josh Alexander's coming for the Impact World Championship after Emergence. Diener defeated Laredo Kid and Cecil Gate Young at Emergence in a no DQ match. ABC defeated the Good Hands. Chris Sabin defeated Samore Del Sol. We had part 3 of the Crazy Steve interview. He says he's comfortable being violent, being evil, and being a psychopath. PCO went searching for Bully. And in the main event, Alex Shelley retained the World Championship against Brian Myers. Over on SmackDown, we had a tribute to Bray Wyatt. The show immediately gets 2 thumbs up. The tribute was very, very nice, and I like how they mixed the show up. The tribute by also still continuing with certain storylines. They didn't put a lot of things on Plus, because remember, Jimmy was supposed to be on the show, but he wasn't. But it was really, really good. We had a tribute to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Rey Mysterio defeated Grayson Waller. Austin Theory tried to get involved, but Santos stopped him. Santos is still playing up that injury. Io Sky defeated Zelina Vega, retaining the I was about to say the SmackDown Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship. Cody Rhodes had a really, really beautiful tribute to Terry Funk, because he knows him probably better than a lot of people in that company. And the Street Profits defeated the Brawling Brutes in a Terry Funk hardcore match. The match wasn't like super hardcore, but it was still a solid match. Lashley celebrated with them. The Miz was on TMZ disparaging Kevin Knight, LA Knight, and Knight's words about Bray. He had some words about Bray because he was his last opponent, and he tells Miz that someone told me that when I'm in your area, you should run. LA Knight defeated Finn Balor clean. This was pretty good, and we end with the Lantern and the ring. Over on Rampage, go home show. Orange Cassidy retained against Aaron Solo. QT Marshall has had enough, and he retains his Latin American Championship against Gravity. The Dark Order will start to get more and more violent. Luchasaurus had a squash match and won. In the main event, the Outcast defeated the team of Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker after Shida was blinded by the spray paint. She accidentally punched Britt. Yeah, then all hell broke loose, but kind of. Tony and Saraya were struggling a little bit over the women's championship. Over on Collision, our all-in go-home show for Collision, Jack Perry was going to destroy the FTW Championship, but Hook returned, stopped him, put him through a table. Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, and Penta defeated Butcher, Blade, and Kip. Once again, I'm tired of Butcher, Blade, and Kip always losing matches. Mox and crew tell Eddie and his partners that it's a war on Sunday. Eddie goes looking for them backstage. Can't find him, cuts another beautifully passionate interview. And can somebody tell Eddie that wrestling isn't real? The Dark Order defeated Action Andretti and Darius Martin. I'm also tired of Action Andretti and Darius Martin becoming like a jobber tag team right now. Not really with that. Big Bill with Ricky Starks won a squash match. Bill United defeated Robin Winnegate. Chris Statlander challenged Ruby to a TBS Championship match, so she'll be defending that at All Out. Keith Lee squashed Zicky Dice. Preston Vance and Drillis go fight off the Kidnappers in the main event. Punk, Sting, Darby Allin, and Hook defeated Jay White, Luchasaurus, Swerve Strickland, and Brian Cage. Joe is on commentary, who will immediately attack Punk after the match. Our matches of the week for Multiverse United 2, Giulia versus Deonna versus Giselle Shaw versus Momo Kogo for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Also from Multiverse United 2, Leo Rush and Trey Miguel versus Mike Bailey and Hiromu Takahashi from Monday Night Raw. Chad Gable versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And from Dynamite, John Moxley versus Ray Phoenix. And our star of the week, I'll double up just because I finally got to see Giulia in person. So we're going to go with Giulia and Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you as always for watching, for listening. Don't forget to check me out on the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram. The 215 on Twitter. Always check out the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. That's our show. Peace.